show y'all how to cook. I know you guys don't really know how to cook all that well, so your boy is gonna show you a few things, a couple tricks, just some easy meals you could throw together and have your wifey or your girlfriend be like, "Oh, he can cook." So check it out. Today we're making chicken pot pie. First thing you want to do is get you, I say about a pound worth of chicken breast or chicken strips. I use chicken strips just because they're easier to cut than chicken breast. And as you can see, I'm cutting these up, frying them up. So first thing you're gonna need is the chicken breast. You'll also need, for my family of 4, we have 2 pot pies that I'm gonna make. So we make them exactly the same. So I'm just doubling the recipe. Cut yours in half, of course, if you're only making one for a small family, or if you just want to make it for yourself. So you'll need the chicken breast. You'll also need 2 deep dish pie crusts. Okay, whatever kind you like. Cream of potato soup from Campbell's. Get 2 of these if you're making 2 pies. A little bit of chicken broth. Some thyme. Ground thyme is good. It really brings that chicken flavor out in your pot pie. So those are the ingredients that you're going to need. And I'm just going to show you how to cook this up real quick. Okay, so my chicken's cooking, as you can see, and I got all my ingredients and everything ready. Just waiting on the chicken to be finished. Of course, you got to set your oven to 400 degrees. Preheat. You see I got my 2 shells out here. I also have 2 shells over there. Those are going to be my top shells. Those are going to go over the top of the pie when I'm done. So first thing I want to do, grab a fork while my chicken's cooking. And this has been sitting out for about 10 minutes. And I'm just poking holes in this crust like this here. That should be about enough. But poking the holes in gives the crust room to breathe so it don't stick to the bottom and burn. Since I'm doing 2 pies, I gotta do both. Alright, so that's done. I can put since my oven is ready, I can go ahead and put my shells in the oven. Like that. Leave those in there for about 6 minutes or so, or until they're golden brown. So you'll know when they're done because you'll be able to smell them and they'll be kind of firm. You don't want to burn them, so just let them get light golden brown and then take them out. And then you'll be able to fill your shell. Okay, so as you can see, the chicken is almost done. You don't see no pink in there nowhere. Make sure your chicken is done, man. You don't want to make your family sick or yourself. So make sure there's no pink in your chicken, guys. Trust me, your girl will laugh at you if you got one. And if you don't have one, you definitely won't have one if you feed us some raw chicken. So what I've done is sprinkle a little Miss Dash in there. Sprinkle a little Miss Dash. Nothing fancy. All it needs is a little flavor in Miss Dash. That's where you see the little pepper flakes in there. So give this a couple minutes. I got my crust in the oven. I got my chicken on the stove. This is empty. And we're about to put the ingredients in here real quick. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I got my creamy potato soup with the pop top. And scoop that in there first. Make sure to get all of it because this is your gravy right here. And you definitely want your gravy to be on point, or on fleek, as y'all youngins say. Alright, so that's 1 can. Two cans. And you might be looking at this saying, oh, that looks nasty, but it don't look nothing like this once it's cooked. It looks like real pot pie. Trust me, y'all, you're gonna love this. Guys, your girls are gonna love it too. And she'll think you really know what you're doing in the kitchen when you make chicken pot pie. Because how many dudes make chicken pot pie? Come on now. Alright, so got your cream potato soup in there. You want to add a little bit of thyme. Not too much, because you don't want to overdo it with the thyme. Okay, so as far as the vegetables, I use the family size here. Actually, this was enough for 4 pot pies. So I used about half the bag last time, and I'm using the other half this time. You can use bagged frozen vegetables. You can use fresh vegetables if you want to. You can also use canned vegetables, but I like the frozen. So I'll put a little water in here just to knock the chill off of these, so they're not icy when you put them in there. Drain the water off. Then you can add your vegetables. That should be about enough for 2 pies. Then you want to take a little bit of chicken broth, about that much, and mix that up. And my chicken is about done, so we're going to go ahead and add that in there too. Alright, so got all that, and if it's a little chunky, add a little bit more chicken broth to it to make the mixture a little bit better, because that cream potato soup is kind of thick. So give that a nice mix, no blender needed. Now you got your filling. Now I'm gonna check back on my crust because it's been about 6 minutes, and it's about that time to take them out. And they're still kind of light skinned. I'm gonna leave them in there a couple more minutes. So it's been about 6 or 7 minutes, maybe 10. I don't know. I ain't been counting. I just been looking at my crust every now and then. So they should be pretty golden brown by now. So we're gonna take our crust out. See that? Yeah. All right. So now we're ready to fill the pies. Leave the oven on 400 because you're gonna need that. But now we're ready to fill the pies. All you do is just scoop the mixture, about half of it in one. A little bit more for that one. You don't want it to be heaping over the sides, because if it is, then you're going to have a big grandma pot pie. And you don't want that. The girl's going to look at you crazy. So you want it to fill just about up to where the crust goes. That's one. That's two. Real easy. All right, now here comes the somewhat tricky part. It was tricky the first time I tried it, but I'm a pro, so it ain't tricky no more. What you want to do with your other 2 crusts that you got here, don't put those in the oven, because these are your top crust. The only crust you want to put in there is the bottom 2. So you see your pies right there. You see the 2 top crusts here. What you want to do is gently, and you have to take these out the oven too. I mean, out the freezer too. Basically, you just want to do it like that. And let that come on down. Sometimes it sticks. Don't get the cheap crust, because the cheap ones will definitely tear, and then your pie really look jacked up. My kids love the crust, so what I like to do is I bend it in, so that way. Now this doesn't look good right now, but wait till it's done. You'll see. So fold that in. Alright, so I got that crust on. Now I'm going to put the other one on the other pie. You don't want it to be too soft, because if it is, it's going to just fall apart. But you definitely want it to be thawed for about 10 or 15 minutes. Oop, lost a carrot. Not my favorite vegetable anyway, so I'm gonna leave that out there. Alright, so see how I'm folding the crust in. And this is, I promise you, the crust is the best part. I love the pie, but the crust is always my favorite part. Alright, so it's alright. There. Once that's done, take your knife, cut a slit right in the middle. Cut a slit right in the middle. Then, and this is very important so that you don't burn your crust, I take some aluminum foil and just tear off the little edges, cover the edges of the pie, because this is going to cook for about 40-45 minutes, and you don't want no burnt crust, or your girl will laugh at you. And put it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. She talk bad about you, and you won't be able to come back from that. You'll never cook again. So, guys, follow these directions, all right? Do what I'm doing. Trust me. All right, so you don't want to cover the entire. You just want to put aluminum foil around the edges so your crust doesn't burn. And I promise you, if y'all follow these directions just the way I'm explaining it to you, girl's gonna be surprised when she come home and you got dinner cooked and y'all got a nice healthy meal. Pot pies are really healthy, got plenty of vegetables, and the reason I like cooking this particular meal is because even the kids love it. The kids ask for seconds and thirds. Y'all would not believe it's 4 of us here, and we go through both of these pot pies in one meal. So your kids and whoever you're cooking for will ask for seconds. Trust me. All right, so got those edges covered. Let me get my carrot here before that burns in the oven. All right, so as long as they're covered, you good. All right. So then you want to set your timer for about 45 minutes, but still watch it anyway, because it might be ready at about 40. It might be ready at about 50 minutes, because ovens do vary. Now I'm ready to pop it in the oven. And you just wait 45 minutes, so go do whatever you got to do for the time being. Go watch Sports Center or get on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you decide to do. And 45 minutes later, it's going to come out. But I'm going to show you. I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. We're back, and as you may have noticed, I changed because 45 minutes in the oven gave me enough time to go take a shower and do some push-ups and whatnot, whatever Macho Man do. Anyway, we're about to hear the beep here in just a minute because it's done. It's been about 45 minutes, and by this time your girl is probably pretty hungry, so, you know, there we go. Alright, so, check this out. Ooh. Yum, yum. As you can see, the top is golden brown, it's hot. Inside should be bubbling a little bit. It should be kind of firm to the touch, so you know your top is done. Now, you definitely want to let that cool off because it will be piping hot and you don't want to burn your girl's tongue. So, but anyway, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and shout out now. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Make sure you follow directions exactly like I showed you, and your girl will be very happy with what you did. I'm your boy, D-Loud. Holla at you.